Hey guys, so I just want to talk about if you're starting or thinking about playing Akuma, just go over some of his options that he has and things he can do. And basic ideas that took me a long time to kind of figure out. I started playing Akuma when Tekken 7 dropped. And actually played, I bought USF4 just so I could play with the actual Akuma build that they were going to use. And then went from there. I stopped playing it for a long time and I picked up Gigas, but that was more for execution's sake because it's possible to drop things in combo. And it's important to know that too, that in combo, it's important to know that he's such a high execution character. You really need to be able to play under stress, or you need to be willing to deal with the fact that stuff's going to drop. It's just natural. People make errors. And they're going to make a lot more errors when you put in 50 buttons per 30 seconds rather than 10 buttons per 30 seconds, which you might do with somebody like Kazumi. So as long as you're willing to deal with that, he's a good choice. He's a good choice. So the first thing that I want to start with is this combo structure. So this, let's pretend I didn't have the bar that says there. It says super, so I'm charged, you know, I can do my cancels. But I'm not going to do that for the first combo. I'm just going to show you the basic Tekken formula combo. With the tailspin, and then it'll drop because I didn't reorientate myself. So that's pretty much it. You know, you've got the 3 hits before the bounce or tailspin or whatever they call it. That's sort of, if you were going to play Akuma like you're playing Tekken, that's the kind of stuff you're looking at. That's classical Tekken. Now obviously, characters don't have jump-ins as good as Akuma and Geese and Kazumi. I mean, Eliza. His jump is faster, the moves come out faster, all the moves are cancellables. So, and if you don't know what that means, it actually means that the game pauses once it hits something, but then as soon as the character model hits the ground, even if you did throw the whole move, it's not going to tie that up. Literally, like if you do a really long move at the start of the ground, it'll start doing it, but then it'll just cancel it if you either hit them or hit the ground. The game doesn't really care. So what that means is you've got this variable timing that you can work with jump-ins and some moves. Jump-ins are a really good example of this. And they are then link into combos, which is why I'm talking about it. So, for instance, if I jump up to the jumping in 2, right? If I do the jumping in 2 at the top of my jump, right in her face, that's not a combo. You can see it's going to say on the side there's a combo. See, there it was. That's too long though, right? The point that I'm trying to make is every move, if you can hit it before it hits the ground, it can be a combo. So even the crap ones like jumping in 3 can turn into combos. There you go. So 3-hit combo. Every move that can jump can combo. I messed that one up, but too late. And what that means is that your jump in is amazing because people now have to work around a mechanic their character wasn't built to work around. So if you're gonna play Akuma, you've got to learn how those jump in mechanics work. You really have to get the timings down. I mean, for example, beautiful jump ins can be timed after moves which, like that. That still can be comboed in something. Look, I'll show you. No, I've got to hit lower. Maybe that doesn't work. There you go. But you can still do stuff like anything else, a proper combo that I could actually land. As long as you've got bar, you can do that. So it allows that game plan to be really opened up. So, if you figure that most of the fast moves, 1, down 3, any move that's pretty much under, let's say, 20 frames or 18 frames, for a lot of these moves can combo into, out of these jumping moves, which opens the game up, because then you can guarantee that you can hit things even if you've got no EX bar. This is the real combo starter. It's another EX combo starter, but it's actually a cancel. If you don't know what cancels are, I mentioned it before, some moves can be cancelled into others despite their frames. So that's one of them. I'll just do them all into fireballs now. What else? Standing 2, cancel. Down 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. So there are different cancel moves. Not everything's going to do it. See, that's not going to do it. That's just, it's not going to cancel the rest of the animation. The term comes from the cancelling of the rest of the animation. So for that, it doesn't finish the animation. The whole animation is that. It goes all the way back. But when you hit it and do the fireball, it'll just switch straight to the fireball. So, this was the Tekken standard combo. Oh my gosh, with my stick angles. Ah, why is this not working? This is very odd. There we go, so that's working. There we go. I don't know. Stick might be broken, not too sure. So, that starter itself is the Tekken 101 starter. You know, you've got a launcher, you do the tailspin, and then you do the remainder. Woohoo! Now, so then you use cancels. So you can use this. Well, yeah, that works. That's a cancel. But it's a risky cancel because this is a launch punish. If somebody blocks that, you're dead. They will absolutely do a full combo on you and it'll cost you 60 damage. You can make it safe by EX cancelling it, which gives you plus 15. Actually, fireballs can be plus 15 on just the cancel, sorry. But it will still make it safe for you. And you still dash into them, you're still positive frames if you use the EX bar. But if you miss it, you're in trouble. So all those cancelable moves, you can do these moves out of. You know, some of them work, some of them don't. So you can do that, the Tatsu. You know, you can do a lot of them. You've got the quarter circle back fireballs. So you want to try and use them. The other cancelable thing that you got is Demon Flip. And that's your meat and potatoes of this whole thing. Demon Flip has a lot of options out of it. Demon Flip 4 is a special mid. You can tell it's a special mid because it's got a green bar there. But if you hit it, it's a guaranteed combo. So anytime you see this thing hit, down forward 2 up. Let's just switch it. But it's because it's special mid, it's a crap mid. Go look up special mids if you're confused about it. So then you've got a regular mid, which is a Demon Flip 3. It doesn't combo into anything if it hits. Even if it looks like it does, it doesn't. It's a cancelable stun, so it doesn't work in anything. But this one, of course, nothing happens. The animation still is just regular, and you get a combo. So it's a bit odd like that. And then you've got the other Demon Flip ones. That one, which combo to that. So. Cancelable things. The reason I was bringing it up is because this thing can cancel into Demon Flip, and that means you can do that. And this is a bounce move, so that means you can do this. That's bounce. That's a tailspin. That's a combo. Takes a lot of work, but the key to doing this whole thing is hit the 3 at the top of his jump. At the top of his jump, you hit the 3, right when he's not moving the most. That's how you do that. So if you see people like Rick Star or Super Akuma, that's how they do it. They know that at the top of the jump, you just hit 3. So you do, I just did it before. You do back 1, Demon Flip, into a 3, and you do your standard ender or whatever. This is a unique move that is also a combo starter. But at the top of your jump, you press down 3. Some people like Zahn will do this move a lot. You can look him up online. He's an Australian, really good field player. The trick about it is it's once again cancelable. So if you actually hit at range, like if I hit her in the shins, you can combo off it. But if you hit her at the top of her noggin, you get nothing. See what I mean? Here. So because I hit her in the shins, the distance that I had to travel to hit the ground is a lot shorter, if that makes sense, to cancel the animation, and then... But if I hit her at the top of it, it's like, there's no move that I can do that's going to link into it. And if it can link into with this, then it's gold, it's cancelable. Because this is a 10 frame startup. It will trump everything in terms of speed. It's as fast as that, a 1-3. So that's just some basics. So, with your air moves, remember that you can do cancels into them. So, for example, a cancel... No EX was used and you got 71 damage for a jump in 2. That's how you use those. So you can jump in 4 and jump in 2 are your real golden ones with that stuff. I enjoy jumping 2 a bit more. I think it recovers faster. But you know, that's up to you. You can use jump in 3, it's fine, or jump in 1. You just have to be aware that it's a lot harder than if you use jump in 2. So you can use the dive kicks. Remember that they're very situational. They don't link directly. So once again, that links because it's farther out. It looks a lot like this, but it's not. It's the opposite. You're doing the same move, but on the other side. So, just so I'll go over it again one more time. Down forward 2, 1 is your standard launcher. Back 1 in the D flip 3 is another launcher. Jump ins. Oh, that wasn't a very good combo. Jump in into the uppercut. Or jump into down 3, load pad 2 into the uppercut. Jump in that. So, and then once again, this. Now, that's 4 of them. Another way to combo start is to do down 3. Down 3 is once again a cancelable move, like a lot of the other cancelable ones, but it's unique in that if you get the reason I'm talking about it specifically is because you'll see on the this side, on the right hand side of the screen where it says the damage type, this is called a clean hit. This is not called what is it? I'm trying to think of like something, a situation where it wouldn't be clean. There you go. So it doesn't come up clean hit. It means you're either point blank or I really don't know the full definitions of them all, but point blank counter hits, stuff like that. If you're far out, you're going to have less of a chance of doing it. So this is not a clean hit. It has to be really pretty much in their face. The reason I'm mentioning it is because clean hits get you a guaranteed combo. So it's a combo starter. Clean hit will also get you this. No EX needed, but if you do that every time, you can, when you do get EX, you can just transition straight into it, you don't have to think much. All you gotta do to EX cancel out of cancelable moves, 1+2, that thing. So yeah, it functions as a combo starter when you get it at a clean hit. A lot of the moves that you can do as cancelable moves will combo into light Tatsu and then any Hadouken. I mean Shoryuken, sorry. So mostly a cancelable moves, like I said. Not that you want to do that ever, but it's just an example. That one, which is but there are a lot of ones which you just cancel into light Tatsu. Shoryuken! Okay, so that's general rules about comboing with Akuma. So an Akuma with a meter bar is a beast. The trick is just to be able to keep it fresh. Keep it unpredictable. Don't do the same things all the time. and that's what I wanted to talk about next, is playstyle. So the first was juggles, second, which I nearly put up 3, is playstyle. The playstyle of Akuma is, in my mind, I think about him as 2 different characters. One is when he has bar, one is when he does not. If he has no bar, he can't do these things. He can't get cheap crap. Because this is cheap. This is a 10-frame launcher. If they beat you into a +7 scenario, like if Kazumi did a running 2, which is +7, and she does any move that's over 17 frames, no, under 17 frames, wait, over? I can't think. If she does a really slow, over. If she does a move over 17 frames, like a 20-hit launcher or a 24-hit launcher, 4-4-4, this is going to hit them first. And if you really want to be douchey, EX is invincible, and it goes under 10 frames. You're nearly always going to get an EX out of it if you really want to be a douche, so the EX makes him a really broken character in that sense. So it's important to remember that's 10 frame startup, EX, and a combo. It's important. It's a real mid. Actually, no, I think it's a special mid, but it's a special mid, but it will counter hit, beat out whatever their thing is most of the time. So, as I was getting back to trying to say is that Akuma with meter is a different playstyle than Akuma without meter. Akuma with meter can do these ridiculous combos that you know, they're scary in their own right, but they are essentially just broken, because if Akuma always had meter, or if you figure out a way to build much meter, which you shouldn't really be playing around your meter, you should try to play what's best for you. Then he's nearly broken. Most times they have positive frames. Just do a light Shoryuken, EX cancel, and you get 40 something damage. They're always going to attack because they're always thinking that the classical Tekken character, which is just not. If he doesn't have EX, you might be in trouble. This is the hard part about playing with it, right? Let's just waste all that. So no EX now. This is the part which people struggle with. It's easy to play Akuma with EX, it's hard to play Akuma without EX. So, the neutral game, 1-1 counter hit Tatsu is a combo. If 1-1's a counter hit, which starts out at 10 frames, you can that. And you might have enough EX by that point to do the cancel, but you still got this for a 10 frame counter hit, so that's alright. This is negative, Tatsu I think is negative 13 frames, so that you're not going to get launched a lot. Kazoo can do it and other ones can do it, but I might be wrong about it, but I think it's pretty safe. So this is a ridiculous startup. This is a bad startup for the same amount of frames. You need to be really fast. Oh my gosh. I don't know what that was. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to go is down 1-2 into Tatsu is a bad idea compared to something like 1-1 Tatsu. Because down, they are both special moves, which means they can both be parried. And if you get crouch parried on it, you're going to eat 40 damage. So, practice doing your 1-1 Tatsus. They're a good deal. It's high, and then you do the uppercut and you'll hit them if they're ducking, and you're probably not going to get lost, so don't worry about it. And if you do hit it, that's this kind of stuff you can do. That's a really important part of that game. Now, counter hit fishing. FADC is an amazing move. 1+2 holds, or if you just let it go, that's fine. FADC will absorb moves, so you take damage off anything they do to you. I think it's half damage, but it's a high stun. If you hit them, anything past the normal will stun. So it's got 3 levels. That's the first, that's the second, and the third is full, and it makes a big noise, and big paintbrush effect. It's unique in that you can actually do Raging Demon out of it too. I mean him too, I should say. So, important to know about FADC, which is this focus attack dash cancel. If you dash cancel backwards, you lose frames. If you dash cancel forwards, you gain frames. It comes out a lot faster if you go forward. What that means, if you hit him with a stun and you forward cancel, you can go into regular moves as if they just hit regularly. So, but if you either do nothing, you'll get the combo version of it, or in the air basically, or if you dash backwards, you will get a floated version of it. Same thing if you would just let it finish. Practice dashing forward at TLDR. The FADC hits, dash forward, down forward 2-1. Do that. Or do that. Either one, they both work just well. They're your best ending combos. So FADC, practice using it, practice hitting stuff with it. Practice faking it too. Something that I learned when I was in Japan, Evo Japan, is if you stand back and you're playing the turtle game, a really douchey trick to do is fireball, fireball, focus attack. So you want to go fireball, focus attack, fireball, focus attack, cancel, fireball, focus attack, cancel. Don't do an EX. Don't do an EX every time. Just go into the fireball focus attack, because if they then try to run up and punch you, your focus attack, just time it right and hit them. In Japan, everybody did this, so it worked really well against a lot of people. So, focus attack, 1-1, they're important. Your jump ins, remember that they combo into a lot of things. Just remember to do it automatically. The other thing too is your sidestep game is not so good. You don't have any sidestep moves. Nothing will come out of your sidestep moves. You don't have any grabs. You only have regular grabs, no command grabs for Akuma. So grabbing is not a good idea. Fireball EX pressuring, which I've done a lot of, is not smart because it's a special move. So it means that you will inevitably they'll just duck. So if you try and do a high, they're going to duck your high. If you try and do a mid or a low, it's just going to get blocked because they're just going to duck. If you try and throw, it'll always be a one break. It's not a good option, so it's not worth putting pressure on, even if some players do it. If you do hit though, it's just not a very good thing to bank on, I'd say. And the last kind of thing that I wanted to talk about with the playstyle is the we still... Yeah. Is what you would regularly do with no EX, no nothing. How do you play him normally? This is 12 or 13 frames is down forward 3. Not that. 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 Like a little, they're the same thing, one step forward is forward 3, and it's down forward 3. It's like 12 frames or 13 frames, like it's really fast. It'll chomp out most things. 10 frames, remember that. 10 frame startup, 10 frame Punisher, wall splat as well. Back 4, gold move. If it hits, it jails into jab. So you can always kind of be really douchey and do that. You can, and then force them to make that choice. And that's an important move too. If you have no bar, you can jail them with that quite a lot. It's 18 frames, something like that. And back 2. Back 2 is a counter hit stun, which means that you get a full combo. Really good move. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. Fastest move out of crouching, I think, is your while standing 3. It's a fast, it's also a counter hit, but it's punishable, I do believe. I think you can probably get a proper combo from the X combo. No, I don't believe it. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so yeah, and then the third one is I just want to try show you guys some of the potential combos that he does have. So, Aris made a good video talking about, oh sorry, one last move I forget. This is your homing mid homing mid move. It'll hit everything, it'll jump over your lows. You might get floated, but it's not too bad. And if you do think you're going to hit, you can quarter circle forward 1+2 out of it and make it a 40 hit combo. The trick to follow up with it is this move. It's safe and it's a forward moving mid. It's actually a really broken move because you can do things like this. Really good move, underused completely. The best advancing move I think he's got. So, like, it's a ridiculous move, nobody uses it. So yeah, what you want to do while I was mentioning that move is this. It's a really good, frustrating combo to get around. It's normal mid, special mid, normal mid. So you cover that ground again. If you hit, great. But you know. Oh yeah, and word of the wise, don't use this. It's negative. You can use it to delay your jump too if you want to jump higher. If you think that you're going to do something that's going to be really, really big. If you jump an instant fireball, you'll go really high. If you do it on the way down, you'll come down. It's not going to matter. But it's a way of delaying your air time. I reckon you'll be able to come back there. I don't know. I'm just thinking. Oh yeah. There you go. So yeah, this is always bad. If you're doing this, you're in trouble. I only use it when the EX is there. Anyway, sorry. So I want to talk about the combo structure. I sort of talked about it before. All your cancelable moves will have a fireball that you can do out of it, right? You can do all the fireballs technically, but a lot of them So, talking about fireballs, this is -13, this is -13 or something, very high, bad, -13. Quarter circle back 2 is -1. So, just word of the wise, if you're trying to just fireball and you think that they're going to start blocking everything, quarter circle back 2 is probably the best one. And quarter circle forward 1 and 2 are different speeds. So just for example, but if you do regular fireball, oh, that kind of works. I think you could probably do a bit more. But yeah, the point is that they're different speeds, so if you're trying to play this turtle game, do the slow one, which is the 1, and then do this quick one. It'll mess up the timing a bit, which really matters when all they're doing is sidewalking. So combos. So most of your cancelable moves, you can cancel the fireball into stuff. Sorry, you can cancel your move into a fireball, and then you can run forward after out of your FADC. So fireball, FADC is the key of that. So once a fireball hits, you can kind of turn it into a combo. So practice that if you want to do Akuma. Fireball, this is called a circle, half circle back 1 is a straight up float, so it can be used if you FADC it. You don't really need to like think about other stuff to do, because if you do the close circle forward, 1 stop float. So, alright, what that means, you got your standing 2, which is a cancelable move. So you do that into the cancel. And then you do more cancelable moves. This is a 15 frame move, and you only get maximum of 15 frames positive at the when you hit them with the fireball, so there's a 1 frame gap to do it. So you can do other moves into it like this, which is a 10 frame startup, and it's cancelable. Yeah. Man, now I can't do it. There we go. So you can start off with a standing 2 fireball, and then go into the 1 fireball, and then cancel that 2. You're still going to get 15 frames, and then you rush in and do that. That's a 15 frame move, which of course means that that's a 1 frame gap that you're trying to work with. So it becomes quite complex with some of the ways that these combos work. So, I mean, what you really could try doing is standing 2 to fireball to cancel to 1 to fireball again. And just practice that. Man, too used to doing that damn move. It's a lot of muscle memory, guys. Now, if you really want to be cheap and you don't want to try and get this into the, like, I'll try and do it now. So I can't get it by my best efforts. It takes a lot of practice to do this, just to be able to cancel fast enough out of it. So it's just, it's a 1 frame gap, so it's just a very hard thing to hit. So for me, I don't use it in game. That you're talking about the high execution, which I've talked about as a detractor in competition. Plus you're talking about a 1 frame execution. That's skill, if you can do it. I can't, and I wouldn't depend on myself in doing it in tournament. So you can do cheaty little things, like you can use another EX bar to get the combo. You just have to think if it's worth it. This is what you can do with 1 EX bar. I think it's 56 damage with it without having to try too hard. 56 damage, woohoo! But if you want to use the both and you don't want to try too hard, you go that. Oh my gosh! There we go. That's a perfect cancel, of course. That's what you do. The point is, you can do this cancel. So that's that combo structure that I'm talking about. You really have to think about like what you're able to do and be able to gauge if that's something that you want to try and pull off and swag on somebody in a proper tournament match. So the cancels are themselves very, very hard to learn. Why is that doing that? I think my PCB is a bit crap because often I'll press 2 buttons 2 frames apart and it'll add them together later if it's one holding down at 1+2, for example, if I do 1-2. So yeah, so the combo structure, like I mentioned before, is a bit odd, but I just want to try some things. If you've got both the X bars, it's usually good to use them when you can, because the what you're spending is really great in terms of the chance, because the animation is so that if you do not burst Akuma a lot, this is quite similar to this, because people don't think about it. So if you do either of those things, they might just jump back because you've done Raging Demon a bunch of times. And if they jump back, you get the full thing. You'll get 70 damage or whatever this is. Is this just 55? 60 damage. And I guess maybe I'll just talk about Raging Demon here to finish off. Raging Demon is 1-1 forward, 3-2. Not the same as obviously the proper USF4 command because you don't have buttons. So, some people, I find it easier when I was starting out Akuma to bind it to your R1, so it's that 5th button. So when you do have it, you just slam the R1. To me, that feels a bit like cheating. I don't like binds. I don't like to use binds. I like to just use the buttons as they are. I feel like that's the way it should be played, because I guess I'm a bit older with Tekken. So for me, you know, I've actually done this move a lot in USF4. I'm not a good USF4 player by any means, but I've done it a lot. I know the exact timing, the feel of it. It takes a long time to do it. There are some moves that you can do directly into it. I think you actually have to hit the person and then not hit them with the how do I say it? You have to get them with the crumple stun and then not jab them out of it, if that makes sense. So I'm not too sure how that works properly. That's not a combo, I don't think. Even though it says it's a combo, they can jump out of it. So maybe it's a dash backwards, but yeah. I don't know. Anyway, the point is that it's a very peculiar move. Recently, Rickstar pulled one off a long-range one on Chanel's Eliza, and people were like, "Oh my gosh!" But the idea is that when somebody sees a raging demon, they jump backwards instinctively. If the opponent is down and they get up, there's a time where you can't press any button when you're getting up. You can try and do a delay low or delay mid get up kick, but if you do them, you're gonna get hit by Raging Demon. It's the only good applicable use for Raging Demon in this game, as it can always be jumped backwards over, so it can always be nullified, is when you can actually time it to when they're going to get up. That's basically it. And that's why I would suggest that if you're starting Akuma, use the R1 bind, or use any other bind you want, but use the bind so that you can just hit it and be like, okay, well that might hit. It's a really good idea. If they miss it, you know, some people actually know that you should jump back and press 4, or jump back and press 3, delay 3, and then you can get the stun. But a lot of people don't, they'll just jump back and then try and do another move. So it's a good deal for a lot of low-level Tekken play. Not a good deal in high-level Tekken play, unless you know that you can hit them when they're going to get up. So for instance, what's a move that you said? So you've got to kind of time it so that when she stands, you're going to hit her. If you see the movement, well, how this move works, the way that it hits the other character model, it tries to grab them like 100 times within a minute. So, be aware that that's how that works, and they pretty much have to be in a standing state. You can't really combo into it apart from if they're at the wall, and they have to be a high splat on the wall. I'll see if I can't show you that. So I might just show you one other thing too. I'm just going into everything now, aren't I? Segregation of my stupid videos. No.
Welcome to the King of Iron Fist Tournament 7, Akuma. Katarina Alves.
Suka.
Get ready for the next battle.
It's quite a long video. I apologize for the length. I would like to cut it up, but I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to. So if you got through this far of the video, then thank you for watching. And for those who want to know, I'm on Vanquisher and Akuma now online. I played in a couple of tournaments with him. Just going around. He's alright. Reset position. Reset position. Alright. Crap. Can't do it. Alright, so it's got to be a high spot on the wall. You can use the 1 to go into it. It shows us out there because you can see the little drum has a little sky on his back too when you finish the motion. So watch, you know how there's like the sky sign on the back of Akuma, on the back of Taiko no Tetsujin, it also will do it, just for fun. So I guess I'll talk about his wargame while I'm here too. His wargame's a bit hard when you start learning about him. This can pretty much be linked into a lot of things at the wall. So, that's the bullcrap combo. And I guess something that I've been thinking about lately, I guess I can talk about. I want to talk about it in another video, but I'll talk about it with Akuma. If you ever watch pro games, pro Tekken players, this is the standard wall combo, by the way. Down forward 1-1, down 3, hit back 2. Sorry, so I want to say, if you watch really good Tekken players, if they get a wall splat, they don't just do a straight up, wall combo. They will do a walk around combo, which is a bit different. So they'll do this. They'll try and milk it for more damage. It's a bit of a bull sugar tactic. You have to be able to time the walk really fast, and then know what move's going to hit from their back, if that makes sense. So that's what will happen a lot of the time if you don't know the timing. So it becomes this new game of, well, how much can you milk out of that? And the pros will know that stuff. If you get the timing right, you can get it pretty much to the point where, especially if you've got a good move that you can pick up people with, you can basically just combo them off the wall from the other way. So you walk around them, sidewalk, and then you do a move to pick them up. Oh, and pressure at the wall with EX is just ridiculous with Akuma. The opponent never wants to be in this position where they're stuck at the wall versus Akuma with both EX and if they've got Raging in, it's scary stuff. Because like, you could do anything in a Raging Demon. Yeah, just, oh, they did something punishable at all? 1-2. So there's 62 damage. So it's, you know, you really don't want to be at the wall with versus Akuma. It's really scary. I did it before, and if you're watching hard, you would have seen the difference. But wall splat, wall splat. Oh, that's right. If you're going for the most damage, that's the most damage. You get the most damage out of that wall splat. Wall splat, pretty heavy uppercut, 67. But if you're not willing to be game, just do down forward 1-1, down 3. And that's about it. That's about all I've got to say at this point in time about it. It doesn't work. It's not a combo, even if it says it is. And the other thing I would just, you know, if you want to play Akuma, get into practice mode, put the EX bar on maximum, give yourself Raging Demon, and just practice doing this stuff. Get the muscle memory. It's not, I don't enjoy beating people with Akuma as much as I just love playing Akuma. And I think that's kind of a good thing. What are this way? Will not splat no matter what happens. And I think that's really kind of what it's about, because I can play other characters, but I don't enjoy them as much as being able to do a ridiculously hard combo on someone who has no idea what to do. Versing an Akuma. Like, that to me is where that benefit comes in. How does that work? No, I don't think it can. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. I'm going to keep buggering around with Akuma and seeing what I can get with him. But this is the exact thing that I would suggest makes your Akuma better. It's just spending time just doing ridiculous stuff in practice mode. It's just buggering around, then something happens, you go, holy crap, that works? You can watch the stuff online, but it will be 100% more confusing not knowing how Akuma works. That's why I made this video, because it took me like months and months of like watching these videos before I could figure out, oh, okay, that's kind of how that works. Like, how does it determine that that's going to hit when it's like a ridiculous range fireball like this? Like, that's legit a combo. If they didn't duck for this special move. Now I'm just playing practice and you just watch me, so talk to you guys later.